Hello and welcome to the confines of Shirley Povich Field within the other confines of Cabin John Regional Park. We have got one heck of a matchup today for our exhibition game. The Yorktown Coconuts, an independent league team, coming to Bethesda to match up against this Bethesda Big Train team off of a 9-4 win last night. I'm Carson Cash, joined the booth with Zach Lewis beside me. Zach, how are you on this pretty temperate night?
Carson, excited for another match of baseball. Bethesda Big Train hosted the Southern Maryland Senators last night. We had a great exhibition match. Lots of fun things with pitchers and different players playing for both sides, but we got a good feel for what some of the Big Train players can do this season, and excited for a match against a team that we won't get to play again in the season, but providing a different look out of the independent league.
It's a real shame. These jerseys they have are absolutely fantastic. We'll get a good look at them and more in just a moment. Big Train coming off their third championship season. They'll come into this one with a defensive lineup trying to do the exact same. Big Train will learn a little bit from this one, learn a little bit more. Starting at that position in left field will be Hack, Fiscalo, and Mirza running the outfield, Fiscalo in center. In the infield, the middle ends will be Johnson and Machado. On the corners, Ponnet and Gonzalez, with Corbin backing the mound. For the mound, it'll be Bryce Dolby, the Louisiana Tech pitcher, but DHing will be Graham Estia, of course, the extra batter as well today with Bonaris, who will be playing there.
Yes, Bryce Dolby coming out of LA Tech, starting on the mound today. Transferred there from Tri-State Appalachian League and playing also at Liberty. This year at LA Tech, he had 7 innings pitched, able to get 6 strikeouts in just those 7 innings pitched. So looking to be efficient in all his innings that he does play.
Yeah, as we creep towards this starting pitch, Dolby will be a very interesting matchup for this Yorktown Coconut squad, who's a bit of a lower level in terms of where they play. But obviously it's baseball. NIU beat one of the best teams in the country. St. Mary's, who we have 2 players on, beat the number 1 UCLA Bruins last night, who might be fully eliminated by the time this stream is over. But as for on the mound, Dolby will be looking to attack with his cutter, changeup, slider combo primarily. Changeups to that right side, sliders to that left side. We'll talk a little bit more about him once we get into the action. But for now, it'll be the Coconuts lineup. We'll see how they line up. Starting off with Sean Stewart, he'll man shortstop for them, as Aaron Maxey, Jacob Koenig, Michael Hetzel will all trail behind. So for center field will be Taloa Moifuo, and behind him will be Taden Jackson. Casey Cheney, C.J. Buchanan, and Jackson Powell will follow after him. And last but not least, in the 10 spot, Jamari Harden will be playing second. So this Coconuts lineup all over the place in terms of where they're from, but they're all in the same county almost entirely in terms of where they went to high school.
Yeah, it's really fun. A group of people coming from Northern Virginia, Southern Virginia, and some of the North Carolina area. This Yorktown team is based just in the south region of the Chesapeake Bay. We're opposite ends of the Chesapeake Bay from the Big Train here, so playing from in between the different sides of this bodies of water. But yeah, this team has lots of fun players coming from all over this area, and all sorts of universities in Virginia and Northern Carolina.
You'll get a closer look at Dolby once we get closer to first pitch, but beyond that, you have to wonder for this Bethesda Big Train squad. You're going back, you're trying to four-peat for the second time in the last decade. Sal Colangelo has a absolute hold on this league. There's only one other active team that has won a championship, while Sal has been a manager here. The other one disbanded. They won 4, though, one of which they were co-champions. That is the Baltimore Redbirds, who no longer participate in the Cal Ripken Senior League, but the Alexandria Ace is the only one to ever compete and win for one. Big Train were the runner-up that last year, but last year, in 2025, the Big Train were able to beat Alexandria, and the Game 3 score 15-3. They mashed them. But we'll take a brief break as the national anthem and other pregame festivities come back. We'll be back with you as the Big Train take the field in just a moment. Welcome back to baseball on the the Big Train Baseball Network only. I'm Carson Cash, joined alongside Zach Lewis. The man on the bump today, Bryce Dolby. Dolby last season redshirted at Louisiana Tech, trying to find his mentality, he said, after a year where he was not active for the Tech squad. The Bulldogs did not have him pitch, but in 2025, he had a few games to his belt, 5 games out of the pen.
Yeah, he had 7 innings pitched there, just coming in and trying to make an impact for that team. Impressively able to get 6 strikeouts in just those 7 innings pitched. So was able to get into 5 games and be effective in those games he did come in and pitch.
Yeah, obviously what you're looking for especially is to find his way and find a bit more of a higher K rate if you're in terms of that slider changeup, because he said he was not striking guys out previously on those pitches. He spent his 2025 at Louisiana Tech, of course. He's currently in the transfer portal. 2024, he spent at Liberty. He made 12 appearances there, 6 starts, 25 innings pitched, where he was coming not out of the pen at all. And he struggled a little bit there, 2.24 whip. He said he has a bit of an issue walking guys, but he's got some potent stuff. And one thing you'll notice as we get closer and closer to this matchup, he is a very intense guy when he's pitching. He's a very relaxed guy when he's not. Obviously, we got the chance to speak with him pregame, and he will definitely said he'll show that. Big Train only have lefties coming out of the pen today as well, so something to watch for this Yorktown Coconuts lineup. For the Coconuts, they'll have their shortstop leading off here in just a moment. That is Sean Stewart. Stewart coming out of Norfolk State University. He spent his last year there as a Spartan.
Yeah, Stewie getting the nickname, Sean Stewart getting the nickname Stewie on the lineup. Seems to be what he's called by the coaching staff and players at Yorktown.
For Yorktown, they are an independent, so they go around a lot of North Carolina and a lot of the DMV area playing different kinds of teams. Bethesda is one of the ones that they play. Sean Stewart in 2026 was in his senior year. He's going into his grad year. But he had a good season there. He hit 237, found himself with 4 over the wall, or none over the wall, found himself with 6 walks only. He is an outcome kind of guy in 22 games and 100 appearances. Only 6 walks tells you a lot you need to know. Just about a 6 to 8% walk rate, as I avoid the middle number there. Stewart will step in.
Yorktown opening up with some bright uniforms. They got the the black with Hawaiian pattern shirt and the bright neon pants.
The neon pink with the Carolina blue. It's just not a combo you see too often. As the first pitch in there for strike 1 against Stewart.
They are rocking it tonight. They're ready to roll.
Dolby with a solid defensive lineup behind him. Second one will be fouled back towards the left-hand bleachers. So you got the Cal Ripken jersey in there. That is a Cal Ripken Jr. jersey. Of course, the league, his father, a former manager of the Orioles, Cal Ripken Sr., he wore number 7. Talk a little about his number and the significance to the Big Train leader. The 0-2 from the southpaw, Dolby. Stewart watches high as a cutter or a fastball.
Yeah, Dolby just looking to seem to get into a rhythm again, not having too many pitches thrown in competitive games in the last year, but just trying to really find his rhythm starting college ball this summer.
1-2, misses high again. This one a lot closer. Dolby played his last season in college ball, or college summer ball, with the Tri-State at the Tri-State Chili Peppers. So 7 appearances, 4 of them starts, and a 6.2 ERA. Had a much better whip and much better strikeout numbers. 2-2. Same pitch, high again. He'll load it after starting the batter 0-2. A quick 5 pitches into this one.
Stewart doing a good job staying patient in the box, just waiting for something to really fall his way to swing at.
3-2. Little tapper. It'll actually go into the air. I thought it hit the ground. It is a good job by Ponnett to get after it. Logan Ponnett just committed to George Mason University. He played at Gaston last season, and he will join his counterpart there he's not actually playing in the field today. He was playing second yesterday. He'll join Bonarise, who is in the lineup just near him at George Mason University in the DMV area. Now standing in for the Yorktown Coconuts, it's Aaron Maxey, the first baseman. Maxey grounds this one up the middle. It'll be the shortstop Johnson after it. Helm range to the throw, but it'll be way too late. Johnson has himself no error there. A well-played ball. Maxey, a single to start his day off.
Yeah, Maxey, one of several players on this roster coming from Christopher Newport University down in Virginia. I believe the Yorktown Coconuts play their home games at the Christopher Newport University field. So lots of players hailing from there.
I believe they're the Conquistadors, if I can remember correctly. There is a school in Virginia. It might be a community college. Toby will deliver the 0-0 to the righty. Now standing in, Jacob Koenig. He'll play third today. First one in there for a strike. It's that hard cutter. Against righties, he's going to try and use that changeup a lot. So look for him to maybe hit that cutter or that fastball in a different part of the zone. Oh, 1 goes up the middle to second base. Machado over to short, back to first. A 4-6-3 double play, and the Big Train have themselves an unscathed top of the first. Well played in the field. We'll be right back as the Bethesda Big Train try and find their way on the board first here against the Yorktown Coconuts in this exhibition.
Please turn your attention.
Welcome back to Shirley Povich Field. We'll take a very quick look at this Bethesda Big Train lineup. Julius Bonaris will start things off. He'll be the extra hitter. Cal Johnson after him. Daniel Machado in the power spot. Cleanup will be Logan Pawnett. Ryan Foscola will follow him. Emilio Gonzalez hitting 6th. Jackson Mirza will play right today and bat 7th. TJ Gramesty will DH. Parker Corbin behind the dish. And Ethan Hack will finish our power speed round here in left field. Whew. Bonaris starting in. He'll be pitched to from the lefty, Jacob Lawrence out of Virginia Wesleyan University.
Yeah, Lawrence had a decent season over there at Wesleyan, coming off with an ERA of 6.27.
Second season there. So 14 appearances, 5 starts. In there, the second pitch. Righty against lefty. So in terms of if you believe that lefties have an advantage against righties, which I guess probably scientifically they do in terms of seeing it. 1-1, misses low. Looked like a changeup. Things cooling down here at Shirley Povich. Not in the booth, though. Sun is directly at us, which, you know what? It makes for beautiful sunsets, so I'll take it.
Yeah, the sights are certainly pretty to be seen here at Povich Field. The sun going down and beautiful Maryland night sunsets here at the park.
Sky in the air to left. Everybody's after it, but a little blooper gets down. The left fielder Jackson will come up with it. And a single to start it off for Bonaris.
Bonaris looking strong in his start with the Big Train. Had several big swings yesterday. That one just able to find the gap behind the second baseman. Great hit from him there to get to first base.
Really quickly, we'll take a look at the Coconuts defense. It'll be Jackson and Mofao in right, Mofao in center, Cheney in right field, Staunton Harden will make up the middle, Koenig and Maxey on the corners, and Buchanan will be behind the plate. In immediately is Cal Johnson, this one on the left side. He gets a single pulled through. He gets past the glove of Koenig, and we have a very quick start to that one. First pitch single, and 2 men are on. Whew, no speed rounds.
Yeah, moving quick tonight. Both sides willing to get after it with the bat and connect with the balls from the pitchers coming down.
That'll bring up Daniel Machado, the second baseman. He's out of Florida Atlantic University.
Yeah, Machado, one of several players from Florida Atlantic. He has not yet played there, but looking to start there this upcoming fall. Prior to FAU, he hit .442 at 95 at-bats and as a senior at Archbishop McCarthy High School in Southwest Florida.
Stands 6'1". Last night he saw himself 1 for 3 with a strong double against the Southern Maryland Senators. This one on the ground over to the left side. Koenig steps on third, fires over to first, and a misplay. It's a 4th throw, and Hack can't come up with it. They're going to stop at second and third. Might be labeled an error, but what it is at least 1 out with runners on second and third. So 2 in scoring position as Machado goes down unassisted. It'll bring up Logan Ponnet, the third baseman, who is just committed to George Mason, as we mentioned earlier, previously a Gaston College Rhino, wearing the number 6.
Yeah, Logan Ponnet having a great season with Gaston College, played in 58 games and had 57 RBIs. How about that for a season?
Yeah, he mashed the ball for the Rhinos last year. Part of the reason he's moving up to the D1 level out of the D1 JUCO level. First pitch from Lawrence, who's been struggling early. That one will just miss outside. Buchanan not too happy with that. Gave a double take to the ump.
Lawrence still trying to figure out these big train batters, leaving quite a few of them kind of hanging over in the zone for them to swing at.
Feels like the move is to swing early. That one misses a fantastic scoop by Buchanan behind the plate. He's trying to calm his pitcher down. Buchanan on the larger side, and that is for the reason of power. Mashes the ball. Saw him mash in BP. 2-0. Inside. A well laid off pitch from Logan Ponnet. His last night, he drew in no walks, but he did have himself a double and 3 RBIs. Brief apology as we try and block out the sun for you here. 3-1 as the 3-0 pitch does make it inside on the lower portion of the zone. Lawrence will set with 2 runners in scoring position and a hitter's count. As he steps off, and the first baseman will talk to him. Something going on that he's seeing. Maybe to give his pitcher a second. Maybe trying to make a play. We'll see what their hope is. 3-1. Swing on it. It's out towards center. Moifuo is under it. He gets it right before the warning track. Has to fire in. The sac fly will get 1 home. And at the price of an out, the Big Train have themselves the first run of this ball game. 1-0 Bethesda.
Yeah, good score from there. Bethesda just willing to swing the bats. Getting out here and scoring early against the Yorktown Coconuts.
That'll draw up Ryan Foscolo. He had 3 RBIs in last night's contest.
Yeah, Foscolo was great last night. Really just swinging the bat. And what's important here in the summer ball is with the wooden bats, really just placing the ball where it can't get touched. Can't always put them over the back of the fence, but certainly can put them where they're hard to get for these fielders.
Foscolo manning center. This one popped over the head of Johnson in the third base. Koenig, at third. And that is an RBI single. He has himself 4 in the exhibition career. Continues that hot streak for the Kentucky bat.
First baseman, number 45, Emilio Gonzalez.
That'll bring up Emilio Gonzalez, Big E.
Yes, Gonzalez stands very large in that batter's box, definitely earning him the fair title of Big E. He is standing 6'4", 230 down there in the box.
First one misses. He saw himself yesterday in 4 2-0 counts in a row. Had a bit of a difficult one. 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts. Obviously still the exhibition, so plenty of time to go for him to catch himself up. 1-0. Outside. Again in a 2-0 count. That makes 5 straight plate appearances where he has seen 5 straight 2-0 counts. And he has always swung, other than one time, at 2-1, but he did see one last time, and that was a 2-1 count. This one hacked over the left field wall towards the pickleball courts.
Yeah, it definitely takes a swing there, looking to try and get one in the zone here against this pitcher that's already showing some signs of just being a little uncomfortable.
Hard hitting to right. Under it is Cheney. He gets it after it gets down. And Emilio Gonzalez has himself a single to move the runner over to third. A good piece of hitting puts runners on the corners for Jackson Mirza, the Southern Florida Bull.
Number 2, right fielder, Jack Mirza.
No count to Mirza, who stands in with the runners in the corners with 2 outs. Frozen rope to right. That one gets past the second baseman, and another RBI single. Gonzalez to second, and a good piece of hitting from Mirza will add on to what was his 3 RBI night last night. Now 4 in the exhibition series. Very good for the 2 guys manning center and right field, respectively. They swapped last night. He has himself an RBI single.
Yeah, Big Train just coming out and finding the spots to get those hits, really just finding the space they need to get these plays in at the plate.
Thank you.
Finds the corner of the zone there for strike 1 in the count.
0-1. Pitcher Lawrence will deliver. 0-1. This one in the air to right. This one just gets past the second baseman, Harden. Emilio Gonzalez will round. Play at the plate. Throw is wayward by a large amount. It'll allow TJ Gramesty, the DH, to move up to second. He's got himself an RBI single and will move over to second on the air.
Yeah, and the Coconuts just seeming to need to settle here to find some outs and to really put the plays together. They're missing several throws at the bases and need to just take a second to calm down, remember that they have this ability, and to play their game.
Big Train have a 4-0 lead on the Coconuts. They must be going loco. With 2 outs and nobody crossing the plate, it's been a rally. That'll bring up the Maryland product, Parker Corbin. He's manning it behind the dish last night. Parker Corbin out of Loveland, Ohio. He was 1 for 3 with an RBI, a walk, and 2 strikeouts last night.
Yeah, Corbin, a solid player for Maryland in 2025. Able to play in 28 games and earn himself 7 RBIs. Just really getting in there and playing. Hoping to use this summer collegiate season to get him back to playing ways.
He'll bat in from the left side against Lawrence here on the mound. 1-1. Stands in, doesn't swing at a called strike 2. 1-2. Lawrence collects, 1 strike away from getting out of what has been a nightmare so far. This one's skied in the air to left. After it is Jackson. He'll get there for the 3rd out of the inning. Coconuts escape, but not unscathed. It's 4 runs for the Big Train on 5 hits. 6 hits, excuse me. It's Parker Corbin, the last one to bat. We'll be right back in the top half of the inning as the Coconuts look to try and take a bite out of this big lead for Bethesda. Hello and welcome back to Bethesda. First pitch is a strike. Goes off the hands. It's the second time on the mound, at least so far, for Bryce Dolby. Number 39, not 39 years old. Goodness golly. He's a little older. He's a grad student, but number 39. Yeah, coming in from the left side. He's facing Michael Hetzel, the DH today for the Coconuts.
Yeah,
Big bat.
Hetzel coming from Roanoke College, another one in the Virginia area.
Backing over to first. He's got himself out as well. As Gonzalez is able to pick up the throw from Johnson. And a 6-3
Big
rally.
Train really looking to have kind of worked out quite a few of their kinks last night in the fielding and being a lot more solid, getting their plays in when they need to.
Oh. Inside pitch from Dolby. It's the slider. He's trying to make it work a little bit more against righties. I think the 1-0 here as the southpaw delivers to the righty. Just outside.
Just missed the corner of the zone there. Umpire looking to call a pretty small strike zone here today.
Trying to make some paint work, but at 2-0, it's the first time he's fallen this far behind a batter. He's been very efficient. Only saw 3 batters that first inning. This inning it is Taloa Moifuo. Moifuo manning the center field position today. Had the second out of last inning. So the sac fly. 2-1 from Dolby. Foul back towards the David Povich first base grandstand. Waiting on deck is Taden Jackson, the left fielder. As Taloa sitting on the 2-2. A lot of tall guys in this lineup for the Coconuts. all from that southwestern Virginia Beach region. This one skied very high into the air. Emilio Gonzalez under it. He's going to get the opportunity to get it, and he does. A pop out to the first baseman is the second out of the inning as Dolby's efficiency continues.
Yeah, the Coconut's able to make contact with the ball several times here in the batter's box, but not really able to get enough on it to get it over that first line of defenders.
It's Taden Jackson standing in. He went to Bayside High School. Ooh, eats the first one as the first batter walked today is by hit by pitch.
Not the nicest way to get welcome to Shirley Povich Field, but for sure helps your on-base percentage, doesn't it?
Yeah, not great for the Hurricane from Lewisburg College. Now the 0-0 to the next batter, Casey Cheney. First one will miss. Second batter allowed on from Dolby. He's only faced 6, though, as the double play earlier by Koenig. Throws back over to first. Jackson is wiser. Just the start of the season for Dolby. He's got plenty of work to do. Has a tiger on his left arm on the tattoo, if you're curious.
Yeah, several of these guys got some meaningful and fun tattoos on them. Curious what the tiger means to Dolby here.
Pretty neat. We apologize for the sun on today's broadcast. Unfortunately, can't move that one.
Yeah, we're doing our best with the blinds, but can't quite move the sun.
That's right field that's blocked out. We'll go radio when the ball is hit over there. Luckily, we haven't seen too many of that. The 1-2 delivered. Next. This one fouled back.
You're lucky to be in good hands here with Carson Cass, who is an expert on not only play-by-play, but radio broadcasting as well.
Not really, actually. I'll be honest. I've done some baseball radio. Actually, I've done some baseball radio, but the 1-2. Strike 3 looking. He sits him down in a beautiful changeup on the outside. Something he mentioned he wanted to get going against righties. He does it there. Train a rolling. They're up 4-0. They'll try and add on to that big lead here in the bottom half of the second. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network. Hello and welcome back to baseball on the Big Train Network. That one up the middle, immediately fielded by Johnson. He rolls back over. That is not Johnson. I apologize. That is Stewart. Sean Stewart able to get that one over to first base. It's immediately a ground out for Parker Corbin. Not Parker Corbin, Ethan Hack. Good golly. The scoreboard all screwed up on my side. Thank goodness it's just an exhibition game. We'll have it cleaned up by Tuesday, won't we?
Yes, we're certainly excited for that opening day match against the Thunderbolts. Expecting an exciting game here at Shirley Povich for our season opener.
The Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts bring this one in. Julius Bonaris. He singled his first time up. Called strike one. Still on the bump. Into the air in the left field. Chasing after it is Jackson. And it'll go out of play from Bonaris. But still on the bump is Jacob Lawrence. Lawrence has him in a 1-2 count now. Advantage him. Hasn't seen too much of the advantage counts because they've been swinging early. 1-2. This one skied into the air. Foul on that left side. They'll dance 1-2 again. Whew, well choreographed pitch, but just a little too low. Bonaris last season played 51 games for George Mason. 2-2. Down the line, it's a perfect little ground ball past the shortstop, past the third baseman Koenig. He'll make his way into second base and a cruising stand-up double for Bonaris to his 2 for 2 with a single and a double to start his night off. How about that?
Bonaris just showing textbook infield hitting here. Sorry, in the park hitting. Just really putting it to all the places where the fielders just can't make a play on it, getting to base for him really easily in these two first exhibition games. Looking to be a good player for the Big Train this season.
That'll bring up the Maryland commit, Cal Johnson. Oh, well, misses outside. He played his last season at the College of Central Florida. Over there, he struggled a little bit in the field, but his bat was well enough to make up for it. 1-0. He'll watch strike one. Paint that inside corner. Lawrence has loved that pitch there. That changeup and fastball low and inside to lefties has been his bread and butter, but not a lot of lefties he's seen that have gotten that far into the lineup. 1-1. Bonaris goes, catcher misplays, gets a little too excited, and a stolen base for Bonaris, now standing at third. A sac fly threat.
Bonaris looking to get in another run today. Already got around the bases one time.
The 2-1 now to Johnson. He's got a runner in a little bit better scoring position. Lined in the air over to left field. Jackson reaches out. He dives, but he can't get it. Johnson on his horse. He'll touch second base. Going for 3. He'll have it standing. He's going to go forward. The throw not in. Play at the plate. Throw is wide. And in the park, home run for Cal Johnson.
And isn't that just incredible? I mean, it's a big hit down this left field line, but just mishandled by the fielder out there. And Johnson really turning on the Jets and just making this play at home. And once again, the Yorktown Coconuts can't get the ball in the mitt to make the play at the plate.
The first 4-bag hit at Shirley Povich Field this season is one that stays in the park. Not expected, but good effort from Jackson there. It does leave it exposed. Cal Johnson's got some really big wheels on him, it seems. As, you know, he didn't steal or even attempt one last season at the College of Central Florida, but he does it anyway. Daniel Machado, the FAU Owl, will ground over to the right side, collected by the first baseman, Maxey. It'll be a quick put out for him in the first out of the inning for Lawrence, who just gave up a bit of a rough one. 2 runs come in on that home run.
Yeah, struggling to really get in a rhythm and throw consecutive strikes here in this inning.
Standing in now after Machado will be Logan Ponnet, as the first pitch in the throwback is a bit short. Machado grounded out twice unassisted to the first baseman. Low again. 2-0 if you're calling the count like soccer. I know you like soccer.
Yeah, an incredible match today. We had the Champions League final, Arsenal versus PSG for the soccer fans out there. Went down to penalty kicks, and for that matter, the very last penalty kick that was missed by Arsenal and PSG are back-to-back Champions League champions of Europe.
Can't say I knew that. Can say I know that now. Ponnet last season at Gaston College mashed the ball. 2-1 is high. He's got himself a beautiful hitter's count. He's committed to George Mason University. He'll spend his redshirt sophomore season as a Patriot. He'll actually get a year back. He'll be a true freshman, as he did play JUCO. As that one inside to Ponnet, he'll have his way over to first base on a free pass. Actually, the first walk allowed tonight by Lawrence.
Really an exciting move up to George Mason for Ponnet. Really earning himself and playing so well to get himself that spot into a D1 program.
Foscolo comes up. He himself a Kentucky Wildcat, not with the team in the regional. Doing a redshirt freshman. In there for strike one. He already has himself an RBI and a run.
Yeah, Foscolo having 15 RBIs this last season at Kentucky. Really hoping to use this summer collegiate league to get some more experience.
Tattooed into left, but Jackson's right there under it. That'll be the third out of this inning. Big Train get 2 on the board in this bottom half of the inning. We'll be right back in just a moment with more Big Train Baseball. Hello and welcome back to baseball on the Bethesda Big Train Baseball Network. I'm Carson Cass, joined alongside Zach Lewis. On my left, you can't see him.
But I promise I'm here.
We do promise that. It's CJ Buchanan, his first appearance, the catcher in this top half of the third inning. Coconuts trail 6-0. Looking to take a bite. No, there's no coconut pun I have there. Looking to take a bite out of this lead.
What about a nice, cool pina colada drink out of this league?
That's a good one. That's a lot more creative than I had. I don't know. I'm not from a very tropical place. Maryland feels very tropical, very humid. These jerseys feel very tropical, palm trees on them. It is kind of a Hawaiian shirt.
Yes, the Yorktown Coconuts definitely given their team a beach town baseball feel here with these jerseys.
They are from a beach town.
Yorktown not too far from Virginia Beach down there.
I believe it is on a beach, too, Yorktown. Not sure if it's an inland town, but you're at least one over from, the place with beach in it, which typically means you got one.
Yeah.
1-2 from Dolby. Swing and a miss. He sits him down. Another strikeout. Starter remains hot from the left side. Southpaw is cruising.
Yeah, Dolby finding a rhythm in this game. Really nice to see him get quite a few strikes in that zone. That hard swing from CJ Buchan there, just sending him back to the dugout.
It'll bring up the extra hitter, so the DH2, if you will. Jackson Powell, he'll take a big whiff at that first one. Tried to get that high fastball. Dolby gets the eye candy past him.
Powell, one of several from Virginia Wesleyan University.
The Marlins, I believe. It is a marlin fish, or why can't I remember?
Swordfish?
Swordfish? Yeah, wow. That's a rough fish to forget. It's pretty iconic.
That is one of the more iconic fish, I would say.
0-2. Dolby with one out. Just a little high. That is a great pitch, a great waist pitch, especially against a batter in the box like Powell, who's a little shorter.
Dolby not so sure what more he can do to put that one in the zone, but just drop it maybe a little lower for that umpire.
1-2. Looks like a cutter outside. Mentioned he wants to really rely on that cutter, changeup, slider combo. Obviously, they'll go the side away from whoever's batting. So with against these righties, this changeup moves in because he's a lefty towards them. Anthony K. reminiscent. He throws a sweeper. The 2-2 from the transfer portal Bulldog. Shortstop collects it. It's Johnson. Fires over to first. It's an easy 6-3 for an experienced player like him. Powell goes down, and it'll bring up Jamari Harden, the second baseman for the Yorktown Coconuts.
Yeah, as I mentioned before, the big train really seeming a lot more smooth in their transitions from player to player, making those plays, especially out at first base, being consistent there, putting it on the bag.
Very efficient Dolby's been, which is why he's still in this game in the third inning. First pitch fouled back. It's Parker Corbin. Cal Johnson is short. He's the other Maryland product. Parker Corbin's glove falls off. Oh, that is a beautiful chest protector. We'll get a good look at it later, but it has got the Maryland flag as the accents instead of a tertiary color.
Yes, our Maryland natives all very proud of our flag, calling it the best in the country. Really a unique, fun pattern of that Maryland flag.
Coconuts, managed by Andy Powell. He's trying to see if he can get his guys on the board or past first base, as Dolby's been dealing. 1-1 from the big lefty. Big righty, excuse me. Dolby has been the righty the whole sign, and he's listed as a lefty everywhere. I don't know how I didn't pick up on that.
You know, maybe we should use our eyes a little more often. I could have caught it for you as well, but that pitch just on the outside of the zone there.
You are not flipped at home, folks. He is a righty. Righty throws it outside. Sun's also in our eyes, too, so a lot of other things we're focusing on.
Powell staying patient in his count here.
Hitter's count. Tries to take a chunk out of that fastball. He can't. Just under it. Bit, I'd say about on time. Probably expecting that cutter that drops a little bit. Got a fastball for seam. If I'm behind the dish, Corbin, I'm probably giving him that cutter again. It's something that Dolby's been comfortable with. Here it comes, and he watches it go by. Strikeout looking. Jamari Harden sat down on strikes. The second one that he's gotten looking from the mound by Dolby. Might be the end of his day. We'll find out, though, after the Big Train look to extend their 6-0 lead over the Yorktown Coconuts. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network. Welcome back. Emilio Gonzalez, the batter. He'll take it from the right side, or the left side, excuse me. Not a switch hitter. He's a big power bat with a very big swing. He's currently 1 for 1 today after an 0 for 5 start yesterday. He singled and ended up scoring, was driven in by TJ Gramisty. Second one, again, a 2-0 count. He has seen so many of those, or 1-0 count, excuse me. He has seen so many 1-0 counts. This one misses. It'll be his 6th plate appearance with a 2-0 count. The streak is broken.
Yeah, Gonzalez having a big season at Nova Southeastern University. 50 runs batted in for him this season.
Low and inside, excuse me, not a righty. Seem to have a problem with our rights and lefts today. Still Lawrence on the mound for the Coconuts. A big thank you to our producer Becca for fixing that camera. Gotta give a shout out there. Beautiful Shirley Povich Field sits just about 64 degrees, cooler than yesterday.
Not a bad crowd for an exhibition match either. Really people coming out and getting warmed up for the season just like us.
3-2, the full count expires as it's a walk to Emilio Gonzalez. He's on for the 2nd time in a row in this 3rd inning. The start of every inning so far, the big train number has reached other than the 2nd, where Hack grounded out to that shortstop side. It'll follow up with Jackson Mirza. He skies his first pitch. It's foul territory. Koenig after it at the wall. He gets it. It ranges in a little bit with the help of a quick breeze. It's the first out of the inning without any damage.
Yeah, good hustle over there to just get right next to the wall, and if it drops for him, make the play, and he did.
Get the easy ones, gets the ones you can. Helps your pitcher out. Makes a good pitch, gets a guy to sky up. And Koenig, who is an error today, is able to get it back to his pitcher. 3 errors already on the board for the Coconuts. Not what you're hoping for. Couldn't tell you where the 3rd is. I believe it might have been Jackson's throw from left. 1-0. This one on the outer portion of the plate. Strike 1.
TJ Gramisty, one of a couple players coming from Florida Atlantic University, having a solid season with them again. Excited to be back playing summer collegiate ball.
This one skied again. They got under that fastball once again. TJ Gramisty is the 2nd batter to pop out, this time towards first by the second baseman, to be clear.
Big train batters having a little less success getting the ball driven towards the field and hitting the ball a little under it this time around.
Big Train have themselves a 6-0 lead as Parker Corbin, the catcher, stands in 2nd time. Called strike 1. He grounded out to the second baseman to end the 1st inning. Corbin last season at Maryland had himself a .314 OBP. Struggled a bit in the slug dependency in 2025, excuse me. Grounded over to the right side. Second baseman collects. Corbin, he's out. Very close play. As Harden is able to get the throw there just in time, barely by the skin of his teeth. Parker Corbin goes down. It's 3 straight retired batters for the first time by the Coconuts. We'll be right back as the Big Train look to keep the Coconuts off the board in the top half of the 4th inning. Hello and welcome back to Big Train Baseball on the Big Train Baseball Network. I'm Carson Cass, joined by Zach Lewis on my left side. We're entering the top of the fourth inning, a new pitcher on the mound, Jordan Campuno. It'll end the day for the man behind him. We'll talk a little bit about his stats in just a moment, but Campuno, got to take a look at bigtrain.org. That is BIGTRAIN.org. I said that right. I was a little worried I didn't. Campuno has a great article about his injury last season and how he's trying to come back by our very own Sean McAvoy. Big thank you to him. You'll see his articles on the website all season as Campuno tries to bounce back this year in 2025. Had himself 15 games and a 4 ERA, 40 innings pitched, 49 strikeouts. He's been very solid everywhere.
Yeah, in 2025, he played for Frederick Community College, able to play in 15 games and have 7 starts there, throw 49 strikeouts, a great season. Was out in 2026 due to injury and transferred from Frederick Community College to Youngstown State University, where he is now a Penguin, and hoping to get his rhythm back with him through summer ball to get back and pitch some great games for those Penguins when he's more fit.
Interestingly, a whip of 1.5 there, giving up a 200 batting average, was very solid at Frederick. He had that last season injured. He'll spend his next season as a Penguin. Not a much better mascot than that.
Who wouldn't want to be a Penguin? That draw alone would take me to that school.
It's absolutely true, you have to say. Back to the top of the lineup, it's Sean Stewart, the shortstop.
Stewie.
His nickname. The first pitch from the righty Campuno. Big Virginia native. Six and 3 at Frederick. Team won a lot of games that year. He was a big helper.
Coconut's batter still trying to figure out the Big Ten pitching. Has come out on top so far. Been able to hold them scoreless in the first 3.
Yeah, part of that was Bryce Dolby. He earned himself 3 innings pitched. Had himself a strong 2 strikeouts, only allowing 1 hit and 1 run. 3 strikeouts, excuse me. 1 hit and 1 walk. Apologies. 1 walk via the hit by pitch. 2-0. Campuno struggling with his control. This is his first in-game appearance since that injury in 2025, or in the offseason of 2025 to 2026.
Yeah, Dolby pitching a good start to this game, but also his fielding around him being really solid, making the plays when they needed to. No errors from the Big Train so far.
Dolby will leave the game with the possession of the win. 3-0 to Stewart. This one outside. Sean Stewart draws a walk for the Coconuts. They have their first base runner since the second inning, and here in the top of the fourth.
Number 8, first baseman, Aaron Maxey.
They'll bring up number 8, Aaron Maxey, the first baseman. He singled his first time up and was a victim of a double play ball. The hitter behind him, Koenig, who's up on deck. Hit. A lot of power in that bat. In there for strike 1 on Maxey. A lot of these guys older on the Coconuts. A bit of a younger median age for the Big Train. Very hard foul ball. That one makes its way on the second fence. Nearly hits a fan, but they get out of the way and get a souvenir instead. So, good for them.
Stewart looking to steal over into second base, but the ball is foul, and he has to walk back to first.
Looked like a hit and run. Good pitch, though. Koenig was just late on it. Had a inside fastball he could turn on. He's actually got a torpedo bat. If you're curious what that is, it's got a bit wider. It changes the sweet spot per a Washington State University study, Wazoo. 0-2. Campuno looking for his first batter out. Big breaking ball. Freezes Maxey. He goes down looking. The third batter to do so on the Coconuts. That bat's been heavy on these breaking balls, on these 0-2 counts. A fantastic job all around in these pitching staff groups for the Big Train. We'll bring up Jacob Koenig. He spent his last season at Christian Newport, where they play, of course. A lot of guys go there. He spent his junior year there. Did not appear in 2026 too much. Runner goes. Corbin's throw is late, and a stolen base for Sean Stewart with one out.
Going back to that last at-bat, that last strike thrown by Campuna is big. His first opportunity to really got up in the count and just to drive it home and to not extend these at-bats for him and to really bring home these strikes and strikeouts.
We'll go to a pitcher meeting for a brief moment as Corbin says something. As you hopefully saw that beautiful Maryland flag painted on Corbin's catcher gear, his chest plate, chainmail if you're a knight. 1-0 from Campuno, the Penguin from the right side. Hard fastball in there. He just turned the velo up on that one. Haven't seen him throw that hard just yet.
Yeah, Campuno really showing these batters what he's about, just firing away.
1-1. Koenig grounded into a double play his last time up. Can't do that here, at least a grounder. Fly ball into the right field. Foscolo is after it. He's not going to get there in time. Tumbles to the ground. Will be able to score one run. Sean Stewart rounding third. He will jog home. Stewart standing as an RBI for Jacob Koenig. Gets the first run on the board for the Coconuts.
This is a great spot for Koenig. He hits it right in that gap between the center and right field. They're just finding that open space and swinging that bat hard and getting it down for bringing in an RBI run there.
That will bring up the batter Michael Hetzel, the DH. Started the second inning off by grounding out to the shortstop. That one misses as Corbin's glove falls off again. Goes and has to get that one back. It's a wild pitch that'll get Koenig over to second. One 0 from Campuno. Outside. Just barely. A little bit struggling to hit the zone in a few of these. Two hitters count to Hetzel. And one of these other power bats from the left side. A lot in this Coconuts lineup. Big wave at that one. He gets just under the heavy fastball. But crushed underneath that one.
Taloa Maufuo, a Richard Bland statesman, playing in the 2025-2026 season with them. Their team batting average for this last season was hitting at 2.62.
That one low. Maufuo on deck. His teammate Hetzel. In both places, and DHing right now. Had a 400 slugging percentage as a team, which is pretty high as a team. Mashed 37 home runs in 51 games. A lot at that level of college. Obviously the aluminum bats and the wood bats we see here. 3-1. That one outside, and Campuno issues a second walk of the inning that will bring up Talua Maufuo. Maufuo, a 6'5" right-handed batter. He's stolen a lot and gotten a lot of power at his time at Richard Bland College. He's actually a business major, aims to pursue an entrepreneur and barber career per Open Doors.
Yeah, his large frame just really allows him to get lots of power behind the swing and just crush that ball into the outfield.
And certainly helps him adjust the barber chair less. Be taller, longer reach.
Really gives him the advantage in both swinging the baseball bat and with the clippers.
Love a guy who can do it all. And Moifuo can. The 1-0 hitters count from Campuno. Big hack at that one. Saw the fastball. It was his pitch that he wanted. Tried to take it out of the yard and cut into this 5-run Big Train lead.
Campuno would love to get another one back after losing a couple after his strikeout.
From Hampton, Virginia. Moifuo stands in against the 1-1. This fastball high, good eye there. Looking to draw another walk. As we've seen, a very, very patient Coconuts team now this time out. Seen it as an issue earlier against Dolby, but with less zone percentage here, certainly a bit difficult for the likes of Campuno. 2-1, he delivers. Stretch work maybe getting harder. He's about one ball away from another walk, which would load the bases for Taden Jackson, the big righty. Taden Jackson, a Hurricane out of Lewisburg College. 3-1 misses high, and the bases are loaded. Ducks on the pond for Taden Jackson here in the top of this 4th inning. A well-saw walk by Moifuo. He swung at one pitch. It was a strike. Didn't make contact with it. What it did was leave the batter at least and leave him with a bit of a scare.
Coconuts doing a good job just being patient, getting their men on base, looking to do some more damage to the Big Train in this inning.
Taden Jackson wore the same number as Taloa. Takes a hack at that one. Cuts swing is over to the right side. The 0-1 delivered. Now from the righty, the Penguin. Campuno. Ooh. Plunked him again. A different batter this time. It'll bring a runner in. Campuno's control issues. Get on the inside. As Taden Jackson takes a painful RBI.
Number 30, the right fielder, Casey Cheney.
They'll bring up Casey Cheney, the right fielder. Taden Jackson, keep in mind, is a freshman. He saw 7 games last season. That is a very big freshman, standing at 6'1", 215. Tying run is Cheney at the plate with bases loaded. Campuno looking to work his way out of a jam.
Yeah,
First pitch, tie.
Not an ideal situation there to hit a player while you have a loaded bases scenario, not even getting him far into the count. Really a let-off there for the bases loaded situation.
I think it caught the lip, actually, or maybe the chin of Taden Jackson.
Painful
Walked
one,
it
too.
off. 1-0 from Campuno. This one, hard foul back at the netting. The catcher waiting, C.J. Buchanan, will pick it up and throw it back to the umpire. Buchanan, not too much of a power threat. Saw 9 games last season with Guilford. The Quakers only saw 6 RBIs from him in those games. Pretty good rate, 6 and 9. It's 140 in the MLB. About 1-1 from Campuno. That one low, all right near the zone. They're good misses, but still misses. 2-1 the count. As Cheney looks to do more damage to this Big Train squadron. Definitely the heavy favorites Bethesda is.
Yeah, Coconut's just being patient, daring Campuno to throw it on the strike zone.
2-1 is lined towards the parking lot. It will land just beyond the confines of Shirley Povich's pavilion and make its way out and dribble into the parking lot. No cars struck, just grass.
Up and out safely over the kids' fun zone there. Set up behind the David Povich first base grandstand.
The 2-2 here from Cheney, who stands in. Ground ball over to Johnson. He collects. 6, 4, 3. They get out of it. No more damage. A fantastic play as Cheney grounds out to 2. We'll be right back as the Big Train look to try and extend their lead that just got cut into by the Coconuts in just a moment. We'll be right back with more baseball here on the Big Train Baseball Network. Welcome back to baseball here on the Big Train Network, Baseball Network. I'm Carson Cass. We've got a pretty night here at Shirley Povich Field as the sun rides over the trees and the right. Very beautiful trees that we get here, and very lucky to have them. Still Lawrence on the mound. He's eating a lot of innings here as his pitch count surely approaching the hundreds. 1-0. This one low again. 2-0 to the next batter up. That will be the likes of Ethan Hack. Grounded out his first time up in the second. Coconuts just cut into the lead. Strike one there. That one eclipsed the front portion of the zone. Strike zone is a 3D object. Keep that in mind. If it ever crosses any portion of the zone, it is a strike. So a one that drops very quickly. That one a fastball. That outside corner just barely touches the zone. Very good pitch from Lawrence.
Yeah, Lawrence getting a little more success in his last inning, striking out a few batters, just feeling his rhythm a little bit more in that last inning. And getting that strikeout there, drops one in the zone there.
Strikeout looking against Hack, who had his fair share of strikeout issues yesterday. He went down one time, did not go down to the strikeout at all yesterday. I was thinking of somebody else hitting in this extra hitter spot because Hack was hitting 7th. How silly of me. Ethan Hack will be the first batter down. It'll bring up Julius Bonaris. Bonaris a single, a double, and this one's popped into the air to left. Under it is Jackson. He'll get there, and the first pitch pop out for the Coconuts, who look to leave an inning unscathed for the second time in a row. And this is the first time a base runner does not come on.
Now back to the plate, number 9, the shortstop.
Be the shortstop, Cal Johnson. Johnson, a switch hitter.
Johnson with an impressive in-the-park home run earlier today, putting the wheels on a shot that got all the way down the left field line.
Yeah, just a perfectly placed line drive that Jackson went all out for. Nearly got himself in there for a catch, but instead it goes for a home run. Johnson looking to remake that hit as another line to the left side. He gets down to an 0-2 hole. That was 2 RBIs that crossed the plate for him. He drove in the likes of Julius Bonaris, who singled, or doubled, excuse me, the at-bat prior to that.
He's done both tonight. Bonary's getting a single and double
Down the
tonight.
line. Oof. Just barely foul. It's off screen for y'all.
Yes, just loving that left side line, just trying to put another one deep in there to get him further on the bases.
0-2. Watches a low breaking ball. Lawrence still a lot of heat on that fastball. His changeup very slow. 0-2. This one, a high dribbler back up the middle. Shortstop collects. Can't put it back together. Stewart loses it in transition. Surely not an error. Infield single for Cal Johnson. He keeps his day going. He's 3 for 3. It'll bring up Daniel Machado, who has grounded out twice to this first baseman. Machado yet to play to FAU. He's a Venezuela native who played high school in Florida at Archbishop McCarthy. Diving back to first. Safe call, as the pickoff attempt from Lawrence is no good. Machado watches one go by. As the catcher cannot collect, it'll be a passed ball or a wild pitch, depending on who you ask, for Cal Johnson to make his way over to second base. Last night he is 1 for 3 with a double. Ended up scoring. Not on that double, though. He walked twice and was caught stealing earlier in that game. The 1-0 outside. Excuse me, outside, and the hitters count. As we reach 2-0 on the count. .3-0 the count now, as that one misses away.
Yeah, Machado just waiting for something that he can swing at. Lawrence not throwing him too much near the zone.
Is named the District Player of the Year, where he played in his senior season. 3-0 turns to 3-1. That one just paints the lower portion of the zone. Has really loved that inside low pitch to lefties. That's what he's going for. He's trying to find a ground out over to his right, especially that there is a very big hole in that middle sector because of the batter holding on. Second baseman is moving a little bit over. They're attempting to get the lefty, the ground out to the right.
Lawrence gets 2 quick strikes there, fights back to get this to a full count.
Aiming to pile on to these 9 hits. Machado stands in against the payoff pitch. Runner won't go. There's nobody on first. Might just do it anyway. 3-2. Ground ball, right side, barely foul. Maxey collects to no avail. .3-2 now will be extended, a 6-pitch AB. The 7th will trail this one.
Some of the music in the stadium paying homage to his Venezuelan heritage.
3-2, ground ball, right side. It'll be collected by Harden, fired over to first. They get out of it. Nobody scores despite the runner in scoring position. Machado is caught at first base. We'll be right back with more baseball here as the Coconuts look to keep Hello and welcome back to Big Train Baseball on the Bethesda Big Train Baseball Network. I'm Carson Cass. Campuno, second inning of work on the mound. Struggled a little bit, gave up 2 last one. Campuno, this one, ground out. Ground ball goes towards his glove. It is a ground out. I have not jinxed myself. As Casey Cheney, his follower, C.J. Buchanan, the catcher, grounds out to the second base side.
Extra hitter, number 7, Jackson Howell.
Let's bring up Jackson Powell, who is the extra hitter today for this Coconut squad. We'll do on the number 7 in these Hawaiian-esque jerseys. Hawaiian shirt-esque jerseys. Null count. Campuno delivers. Slipped a little bit there on his right foot. Heavy fastball still in there. The 0-1 now from Campuno. And his first start since injury. Well, a season ago. He was injured playing for the Big Train in the 2025 season. More on that at bigtrain.org, bigtrain.org. O-R-G. Sean McAvoy's article, one of our very own other interns, pays homage and talks about his story as to why he's here and what happened last season. Even count. Outside barely on that fastball. Struggled to get ahead of hitters. Did there early, but now falls behind 2-1. 2-1. Campuno. Big wave at that one. Count goes even, as they just cannot hit Campuno's breaking ball once it touches the zone, but it's been a big struggle for him so far.
That ball just slid inside of the zone. Hard to swing at with the ball getting close to his body.
Whew. 2-2 blows it by him. It's a high changeup. Faster than he was expecting. Was ready for the breaking pitch, but he was behind it anyway. Maybe he was hoping for a slider, but a strikeout nonetheless. Jackson Powell sat down for the second out of this inning and bring up Jamari Harden, the right-handed second baseman, who struck out looking his last time up. Count 0 to Harden. The 0-1. As that pitch is in there in the lower portion of the zone. Good front half of the zone changeup. Kind of drops out right there at the end. So nothing to swing at, but still a strike. Obviously a 3D object. 1-1. Something that I don't think gets represented well by the ABS graphic. But I don't know what you can do because you're not exactly going to show how a pitch breaks very well on a broadcast that's digestible.
Yeah, hard to really show the curve of the pitch on a normal broadcast, but impressive how these pitchers can shape and curve their pitches to get in all sorts of places and move all sorts of ways to confuse and trick these batters.
You've got glove side pitches, you got batter side pitches, indoor, backdoor. And all kinds of these phrases that determine which way a pitch is moving. Depends on who you're facing, a lefty or a righty. 1-2, Campuno looking for a clean inning after giving up 2 last time. That's a great breaking ball. Just a little bit inside, maybe a little bit low. Harden, well, to lay off of it.
All factors of a pitch that really lean into what many people consider one of the hardest things to do in professional sports, which is hit a baseball thrown by a professional pitcher.
You know, I don't think that's a debate, but you know, you can debate me on that, but I just don't think that's any matter of opinion. That has to be a fact. Hard to hit anything going 100 miles an hour. 2-2. It's not easy to hit a car going 100 miles an hour with an egg. Think about trying to hit that car with a bat. And it's not the size of a car. It's only the size of maybe the mirror. I'm sure that was a really good analogy. Somebody understood that.
I'm sure that was very clear for all listeners at home.
Payoff pitch here. As Harden's at bat is distracted by us. Full count, 3-2. Campuno again looking for a clean inning. Great breaking ball. Harden struck looking again. He's now 0 for 2. And Gonzalez comes up with the ball, leaves it at the mound. A fantastic job on the mound to recuperate from Campuno. We'll be right back in the top half of this inning as the Coconuts, or excuse me, the bottom half of this inning, as the Coconuts look to prevent this lead from getting any bigger. 6-2 Big Train. We'll be just back in a moment. Welcome back to the confines of Shirley Povich Field within Cabin John Regional Park. Cabin John Creek actually runs through this park and goes a lot further than just that towards the Bethesda-Potomac area. They both go in. I believe the creek feeds into the Potomac River. Looking for a flow state here on the mound is the next Coconut pitcher. It's number 16 for them. That is the likes of Davis Hamby from Roanoke College. The left-hander, this is a high fly ball into left. Jackson trailing under it. The liner is caught. That is a good piece of hitting, but not good enough from Logan Ponnett.
For any of those at home, a little thrown off by our 100-mile-per-hour analogy, just keeping in mind how hard it might be to hit or even see a flying object that's coming at you that fast.
Yeah. That one definitely on the higher end of velocity off the bat. And equally hard in the field. Ryan Foscolo, the University of Kentucky bat, looks for a bunt. Pulls it back. He's a very quick player. Saw it earlier in his double he legged out yesterday. Has a single as 1 for 2 with an RBI tonight.
Yeah, seems to like to run when he gets on the bases, looking for opportunities to steal and just grab the extra base when he can.
2-0 as he gets himself into a hitter's count. Good look at 2 pitches. Foscolo played summer ball last season. He stole 20 bases out of 25. Looking for a bunt. Paints the outside corner. Good pitch from the new man on the mound, Hamby.
Hamby playing his high school ball at PDG Academy in Virginia.
Davis Hamby plays at a Roanoke College. Actually wears 44 there, not a common pitcher number. The only one I can think of that wears it is, again, another White Sox, unfortunately, and Ryan Helsley, but Jordan Hicks as well. He comes out of Mechanicsville, Virginia. Was a freshman at Roanoke last season. 6'3", 220, big left-hander. But big advantage right now in the count for Foscolo, excuse me. Ooh, another outside breaking ball that just catches the zone. Beautiful pitches from everybody on this Coconut squad in that lower portion of the plate, and that lower right portion of the plate, regardless if it's lefty-righty. He saw 2.1 innings of work where he pitched to 1 ERA, a 7-starter ERA. Struggled in one of those appearances at Washington and Lee, but he'll get out of it. on the plate as it's a walk for Foscolo.
Yeah, that last pitch just barely misses the zone. Tries to curl it back into the top of the zone, but just doesn't quite get back down in there.
Emilio Gonzalez stands to the plate. He's 1 for 1 tonight. He single and ended up scoring. High fly ball into right. It's not going to go too deep. In on it is the right fielder, Cheney. He's able to get it. Returning is Foscolo to the bag. Thought he had a lot more in that one, but just got right under it. That one is leaving the yard on a warmer night and a bit more barrel.
Mirza back up to bat for the big train here.
Mirza had himself 1 for 2 tonight. He popped out on the first pitch in his second at-bat. Has a single as well where he drove in a run, looking for more here as Coconut pitching has shut down the big train. Pickoff attempt from Hamby.
Mirza going 1 for 3 last night against the Senators. 2 doubles and 2 RBIs against the Southern Maryland team.
Count. Woo, big wave at that one. Count 0-0 turns into 0-1 as Jackson Mirza looked to take that ball all the way to Georgetown. I guess if the sun sets in the west, it'd be actually the other way, over to Fredericksburg.
Yeah, a little down closer to the northern part of Maryland in that direction.
Headed west, across over the Potomac. That would be one that goes that way.
That's a good point.
0-1 as the second pickoff attempt goes over to first. No rules on how many you can have. If you're curious, that's something that's in the MLB now. You have 2 step-offs. No limit here. Big Train kept scoreless from their outburst in the first and second innings. Mirza 3 RBIs yesterday. Well-timed. He lines one into center. Changing is over to Foscolo to third. The throw will not be in there, but it will allow him to get to second base. It'll be a single and a fielder's choice over to second for Mirza. Has himself another good day. He's 2 for 3 now as he moves the runner Foscolo over to third. Good throw attempt from Moifua in center field, but he ended up just kind of letting a runner go over to second, which isn't what you're aiming to do, especially for Mirza. That will bring up TJ Gramesty, the FAU catcher who's DHing today.
Yeah, that's just a great spot by Mirza, really figuring out how to get the ball down where he needs to. Just drops right over that second baseman's head.
Gramesty prepping for his first season as a Big Train. Last season he was with the Elmira Lumberjacks in the Perfect Game Collegiate League in New York. In that season, he absolutely destroyed the ball. 43 games, 366 average, a 500 OBP, which means he stepped to the plate 174 times and reached half of that. And also he left the yard twice, still 25 RBI. As that pitch gets away from the catcher, won't be anyone headed home, as Foscolo thinks better of it.
Yeah, just a monster season there playing in the league up in New York. Just really figuring out how to drive the ball hard in summer collegiate baseball.
So walk-up song is Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter, so good taste as well from this guy. Our producer doesn't agree. 1-1. This one is popped into the air. It'll be an outfielder who has to get it. We'll decide between Moifuo and Jackson. Center fielder gets precedent. His call-offs beat all other players, and it will be the third out of the inning. 2 runners stranded by the Big Train. Gramesty goes down in the air, and Parker Corbin will stand in next time they come up. But that'll be it for the bottom half of the inning. They'll go to the top half of the 6th in just a moment here on the Bethesda Big Train Baseball Network. Welcome back to the baseball here at Shirley Povich Field. Obviously, that's what we're playing. You can see the diamond in front of you. But Austin Monahan will take the mound. A manatee at the State College of Florida, excuse me.
Yeah, we have Austin here. He had a good season with the Manatees there. Able to play in 18 games, start one of them, pitched 29 innings, and had an ERA of 5.28 with 17 strikeouts. So a really solid season down there in Florida with the Manatees.
That will close the books on Jordan Campuno's day. He walked 4 total, one of which came via hit by pitch in that rough 4th inning where he gave up 2 runs. Allowed a single as well there, but also earned 2 strikeouts in the second half of the 5th, as well as a strikeout in that 6th inning, or 4th inning, excuse me. So he'll end his day total with 1 hit allowed, 2 earned runs, and 4 hits, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts.
This one an exhibition game just like yesterday, but Big Train able to keep their pitchers in the game a lot longer than yesterday, opting after the 3rd inning, I believe, to have Southern Maryland sub their pitchers in and pitch instead for this staff. So Big Train playing with their own players for now, still missing quite a few players in the regional matchup with St. Mary's beating UCLA and continuing along in the tournament.
Yeah, one of those players is actually here today. We may see him. I believe it is the likes of, oh, no, it is not, excuse me. Nathan Wines, also in East Carolina, who pulled an upset, but he was a redshirt last year, so he is not with the team because they're not hosting the regional. Tennessee actually hosted the regional, and they just got eliminated today. So not ideal for the Volunteers. First pitch is outside to Sean Stewart, who's seen every new pitcher. First, he lined out to third his first time up, and he walked and stole a base that second time. That one just catches that lower portion of the zone as it evens out to 1-1.
The Volunteers making headlines in recent years, having a couple seasons with almost every single one of their NCAA-affiliated programs ranked in the top 25 for every sport. Men's basketball, women's basketball, football, women's soccer, baseball, softball, all spending time recently ranked in the top 25 in their respective sports. An impressive athletic program being built there in Tennessee.
Yeah, and, you know, it's something that you'd expect from an SEC school, but for them, it's quite that. Sean Stewart hits a hard ball out to right field, but Mirza is there to collect. He'll throw that one back in, and just not far enough, especially in Shirley Povich. This ball does not leave too often on these colder days. It's not as humid as you'd pretty much expect, but on those hot summer days, we are going to see some absurd home runs hit because it is going to be very hot, around 100 degrees, and very humid, which is how the ball travels the best. The drier days keep the ball in.
Yeah, cooler temperatures here, dropping down to 63 degrees here at Cabin John Regional Park.
Inside pitch. That one is maybe a little bit low, too. The next batter, Aaron Maxey. After the F9 from Stewart, he's got 1 out. Brady Wines, 29. Hard hit ball into the gap in center field. Foscolo's after it. He gets there in time. A lot of speed in center and right field, as you saw great plays from Mirza yesterday, and a great play right there from the center fielder, Foscolo.
Mirza and Foscola having a fun little talking to after almost colliding out there, getting that ball, but another good piece of fielding for the Big Train, just being alert and moving their feet quickly to get to where they need to.
Austin Monahan going to Florida, but he's a local product, a rising junior out of his season, State College of Florida. He may actually be committed to the Southwestern Florida College. Unsure of where his future lies. Florida Southwestern, excuse me. Not Nova Southeastern, where Emilio Gonzalez plays. Did not play in 2025 with the Manatees. He saw himself out of the pen with a lot of innings of work. He was a long reliever with 29 innings pitched in just 18 games.
You know, it really is incredible to me how many programs across this country are able to have baseball teams, competitive baseball teams. Really lots of amazing players from the JUCO level all the way up to the D1. So many teams with players and so many opportunities for these guys to continue to play in their careers after high school.
Yeah, something that you love to see. You always want to see more people playing the children's game as long as you can, to quote Moneyball, but it is a quote that is a term, an expression that is used a lot. 1-2, the hole against Monahan for the batter. Jacob Koenig, the third baseman, grounded to a double play and RBI singled his last time up. This one going to potentially be another infield single. Collected as Johnson fires over to first. Gonzalez's stretch extinguishes Koenig. Good play for the Big Train to keep them scoreless once again, the top half of the 6th inning. We'll be right back as the Big Train look to extend a 6-2 lead in exhibition against the Yorktown Coconuts on the baseball network of the Big Train. Hello and welcome back to this one. First pitch there to Parker Corbin goes behind his back. Not ideal.
Davis Hamby, the arm on the mound, once again for the Coconuts. Out of Mechanicsville, Virginia, playing his college ball at Roanoke, able to feature in a few games for them in this 2026 season.
Corbin himself, mentioned it earlier, did not play during his last season with Maryland more than one game. And you know what? He had a good one. His season last year ended in, this is 2025 at UMD, to be clear about the graphic. 2026, he was hit 1,000 with one plate appearance. As an RBI came in against the Wagner Seahawks, his only appearance of the last season. Little tapper off the bat. Doesn't tap the ground at all, excuse me. A little bit of a pop-up as that goes over to the third base side. Parker Corbin is extinguished. He falls to 0-3 today.
And, you know, going back to Parker Corbin's at-bat, if you're gonna take a swing and if you're gonna get in there in the batter's box just one time of the season, might as well make it a good one. Give yourself a nice average for the season, batting 1,000.
Yeah, why not? Be perfect. It's only the hardest game in all of sports to do so. Perfect games, I believe, has only happened 27 times in MLB history. Unrelated, pretty much. Well, Hack standing in. Himself a good year at James Madison. For the Dukes, he got himself a pretty good 300, over 300 OBP with a 182 average, which tells you this guy walks a lot. (1-1) as the pitch from Hamby Low. Whew, big wave at raking ball. Had Hack fooled. He takes a hack at that one. 1-2. The count now.
How long have you been planning that one up for?
Really not long.
Flowed very nicely off the tongue.
I didn't plan at all. I just saw it and knew what I was going to do. About the first game. Thought I'd wait till the second, though. The 1-2 is skied into the air to right under it settles Cheney. That will end the inning. First time they've gone 3 up, 3 down. This setup. That's 2, excuse me. I don't even know how I'm doing this. Ethan Hack has been the problem on my scoreboard because I actually only have 9 spots on this scorebug. Only an exhibition problem as I look at the 3rd inning and tell you, hey, that's not an extra out. Ethan Hack has just taken 3 ABs, so only the 2nd out. As Bonneries will get an at-bat courtesy of the game of baseball.
Mentioned it plenty of times yesterday, but these exhibition games, there's many different things that coaches are allowed to do that they can't do in the regular season games. One of those that coaches like to do is to throw an extra hitter in the lineup to get a look at an extra guy for both teams. And Hack is that player in the lineup today for the Big Train.
Bonneries 2 for 3 with a double and a single. He is a triple and home run short of the cycle.
Only the hardest 2 left.
Yeah. Well, do you think it's always... Well, actually, 0-2 here, Bonneries. Well, watch strike 3 on the outside. That is 3 outs. He goes down looking. Coconuts have themselves a clean top half of the inning now, or bottom half, for the 4th inning and a row as the 6th ends scoreless and runnerless. Nobody stranded. We'll go back to the bottom half of the inning, top half of the inning, in just a moment as the Coconuts look to cut into a 2-6 lead. Hello and welcome back to baseball on the Bethesda Big Train Baseball Network. I'm Carson Cash, joined about Zach Lewis. We'll talk a little bit what happened in the MLB today. Orioles down to the Jays 6-5 after losing 6-5 yesterday and giving up 6 straight runs total. For the other side, the Pirates beat the Twins 10-9. Rangers beat the Royals 7-6. 9-4. The Padres fell to the Nationals. Red Sox blew out the Guardians 9-1. Astros beat the Brewers 9-2. Mets found their way against the NL East opponent, the Marlins 6-1, and 14-3. The Angels destroy the best team in baseball. Dodgers and Phillies yet to play. Same with the D-backs, Mariners, and Yankees Athletics, as well as the Giants and Rockies. Braves currently lead the Reds 3-2. Cubs are tied. Now MLB's game of the day 1-1. The White Sox beat the Tigers 7-1. This one fouled off to start the inning. As standing in now, Michael Hetzel, the DH, in his 3rd plate appearance. 0 for 1 today.
The most exciting part of that MLB update for you is those White Sox getting another win against the Tigers.
Yeah, how about that? 5 straight for the South Side. You don't talk too much about it. I probably will too much at some point this season. Blowout time, but not a blowout here. 6-2. This game well within reach for the Coconuts, who had a tying opportunity with bases loaded earlier, but fell into a double play, beautifully orchestrated by the shortstop Johnson. Michael Hetzel falls down 1-2. Standoff. The Western theme going through the stadium. He walked his last time up. It was courtesy of Campuno in that big 4th inning. 1-2. Righty delivers. It's low. The 2-2 now delivered from the right arm of Monahan. Slapped into left field. Ooh, into the bullpen. I believe that caught somebody. I think they're okay. Hope they're okay. There's a pole in our way. Yep, they're all good. 2-2. After that one is lined into the Big Train bullpen.
Nice wake-up call for those pitchers who are over there getting ready.
Actually, only 1 left for the Big Train bullpen. We mentioned only 7 guys going today. We could see a full only crop dusters pitching lineup tomorrow. So not ideal for Sal as he tries to build his pitching staff for Tuesday's opener against the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts. Excuse me. 3-2. Monahan's pitch is fouled back to the right side. Umpire gives it a break as the ball boy for the Big Train side gets him some more spare. Don't get to keep them too often here at Shirley Povich Field. The umpire needs them. 3-2, new game ball. Monahan's pitch fouled off once again. Off home plate. As Hetzel stays alive this time up. Worked himself a walk with a full count last time up. Ended up at third. Was one of 3 runners stranded in that 4th inning off of the double play. Because it's 2 stranded, 2 went out.
Yeah, swinging hard to keep himself alive at this at-bat.
3-2. Fouled again. The at-bat extends to at least 9 as he waits to deliver that magical 3x3.
As said best by Jack Johnson, 3 is a magic number.
Yes, it is. 3-2. Strike 3 looking. Inside corner. Well painted. It just dropped third, though. Probably shouldn't have hesitated for Hetzel, but he just couldn't believe that one was a call the way it was.
Yeah, Hetzel not happy with the way that called. Felt like he had to jump out of the way to avoid it and still called a strike for him.
A beautiful inside breaking ball on the lefty. Full count strikeout, 9 pitches it took, but it did result in that strikeout. So illustrious. 4 up, 4 down so far for Monahan. Now Talua Moifuo. He hits his ball hard into the right field. Mirza gets a wrong beat on it, but he's quick enough to make his mistake adjusted for. No mistake in terms of the stat category. He'll fly out on the first pitch as it'll bring up Taden Jackson, who was hit. He's been hit twice now. He brought in one of the 2 runs earlier by taking one off the chin. Not chin music. That would have caused a fight. Not intentional. As Monahan looks to extinguish his 6th batter in a row.
Yeah, Moifuo definitely looking to get under one of those balls and send it flying, but just short again on that one.
It's a second fly out to right. Or the second fly out to right we've seen tonight from a righty on this Coconut squad. They're looking to do some damage over the advertisements over the National Championship banner of 2011. 1-0 from Monahan. Shares the name Monahan with a former Calgary Flames forward. Why not? Right winger.
Carson bringing you knowledge from not only the MLB, but the NHL today.
I'm a sports sicko, I think the term would be. 1-1, delivered from the right hand of the Manatee. Swing and a miss. Foul tip, actually, as Taden Jackson's got the farthest he has all game without being hit by a pitch.
Appreciative that he's still in the box at least so far.
1-2. 2 outs. Caught looking. It's a fastball, low portion of the zone. Didn't swing. 2 strikeouts. Looking this inning for Monahan. He has himself a great day. He'll go 2 innings. Likely will be the end of the day for him. 2 innings, 2 strikeouts, nobody allowed on. They'll be right back in the bottom half of the inning as they look to extend their lead on the Coconuts 6-2. Hello and welcome back to Big Train Baseball. I'm Carson Castro and Zach Lewis. See the numbers in the outfield. Do a little history lesson here. That is the numbers of, on the left, Hank Greenberg, one of the first Jewish players in the MLB, Cal Ripken Sr., who the league is named after, and Hunter Renfroe, a Padres first-round pick who owns a lot of records here in his long time and long tenure at the Big Train. Aside him, it's Roberto Clemente, one of the first Latin players in the MLB, as well as on his right, son of the owner, Hugh Adams, 6 seasons with the Big Train. He had himself a lot of innings pitched and a lot of groundouts. Leads the, I believe, the career of all Big Train in putouts. And on his right, Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, I wonder Bruce Adams really emphasizing first and greats in baseball. People who mean a lot to the Big Train and people who mean a lot who are pioneers for the game of baseball, such as Jackie Robinson. Just really people who showed people what baseball could be for all sorts and types of people.
1-2. Cal Johnson, swing and a miss, goes down again, like his predecessor before him, Bonnery, in the last inning. Brief correction. Batting 10th is not Ethan Hack, it is Will Hack. I believe I've been saying Ethan Hack. I'm not sure where I got Ethan from.
But we're sure now it is Will.
Sure now it is Will. I had Will written down. I called him Will yesterday. So apologies to number 15 from James Madison and the Hack family. Top of the 7th here. Big Train have themselves a 6-2 lead. Have themselves a 10-2 lead in terms of runs. Danny Machado steps to the plate, Redshirted his last year at FAU. Is 0 for 3 tonight. He takes the 1-1 here after letting that one go by. Still Hamby on the mound.
Machado still getting a feel for being back in the game after redshirting his last season, but just enjoying the opportunity to come here and play college ball and just experience lots of at-bats every single night here.
Pitch 3 misses. Machado, a first-time Big Train member. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Hamby can't collect. It might be an infield single. That's throw from second base is wayward. Looks like it went off the wall in a favorable way that the first baseman was able to collect, and well wise to Machado to get there. I'll call that an infield single. The error not coming because Machado does not advance. It'll bring up Logan Ponnett, the newest member of the George Mason Patriots transfer portal class. Gaston College Rhino last season, as the members, as Tanner Kaler was, or Terry Kaler was, a pitcher who appeared in last night's game against the Southern Maryland Senators. And the first pitch hits him. 2 on immediately for the Big Train, whose offense has slowed since the second inning. They might have themselves something going here in the bottom half of the 7th inning.
Yeah, Ponnett was not watched a single time last night against the Senator, going 2 for 5, and his hits being a double and 3 RBIs.
Ryan Fuscolo trails him. He had himself a good night last night. He was 2 for 5 with a double, a single, and 3 RBIs brought in. 2 on the double, 1 on the single. He's been great. University of Kentucky player. He redshirted there last season with the Delray Beach Lightning. He hit .290 with a .417 OBP and a .380 slug. Stole a lot of bases. Not a guy you want to let go on. Would be a guy okay to get on. Be the same as every other guy because there's 2 in front of him. Has come up big in these clutch moments. Has yet to leave a runner stranded. 0-1, 1 out. Liner into left. That one's fair. No, foul. It's called, it's foul. Just beyond our line of reach. Can't really tell where it hits the ground. Can get the general area.
Third base coach for the Big Train really thought that one was in and was telling him to go, but the home umpire steps in there and says it was just the wrong side of the line.
0-2 now, instead of what could have been extra bases for Fuscolo. Reminiscent to the home run ball earlier. That was an inside the park home run if you missed it. Cal Johnson, who started this inning off with a strikeout, had that one. Brought in 2 runs on that. It was the last 2 runs the Big Train have seen tonight. 0-2, an opportunity to change that. With a runner on second and first with 1 out. Looking to add on to what is now his 4 RBI title as he brought one in the first. The Wildcat. 0-2, runners go. It's a hit and run, poked over to first base. Will earn as a sacrifice hit. Runner goes home. Play at the plate. He's out. Good throw from the first baseman, Maxey, as that will be a double play. Not a traditional one, a 4-2. On the what could have been a sacrifice hit for Foscolo. He goes down, grounds into a double play. Not the kind you're thinking of. We'll be right back in the top half of the 8th as the Coconuts, have a way to get back into this one, only down 4. Welcome back to baseball here on the the Big Train Baseball Network. Excuse me, as I forget our own channel name. I'm Carson Cash, joined in the booth with Zach Lewis. New pitcher on the mound, it's Nathan Wines, but before that, Austin Monahan, a perfect night in relief ahead of him. 2 innings pitched, 6 batters faced, 2 struck out, nobody reached. Wines winding and warming up for this inning.
Yeah, Wines, a Maryland local out of Glen Burnie, playing his college ball at Eastern Carolina. He is a Pirate, but he chose to redshirt his 2026 year, so not able to play there, but hoping that his experience and innings pitched here this summer at the Big Train will help him get into a more regular job over there at East Carolina.
Davis will be the last arm out of the pen for the Big Train. Wines, excuse me. Not sure why I said Davis. Thinking of Davis Martin, I suppose. Had himself a good start on Thursday. Anyway, Wines. Wind? Goes through there. He's from the stretch permanently. A lot of relievers choose to do that, as they typically come into the game sometimes with runners on, runners off. Don't ever want to change what you're doing, especially with only a few. Sets and fires 0-1, quicker release. That is a breaking ball. Touches the top portion of the plate on the batter. 30 for this top half of the order. Casey Chaney, the right fielder, has made some good plays today.
Yeah, and 2 nice pitches for Wines to get ahead in that count, just hitting that inside of the zone.
The 0-2 lined up the middle. It's a worm burner, gets past. Johnson can't handle the fastball on the ground. Full score will correct. It'll be a single, as that doesn't touch the glove at all of Johnson. Kind of got a bad hop on him there. Actually, it is an error. Excuse me. E6, it'll be ruled, as Casey Chaney's day will remain 0 for 3 as he reaches. I'm sure he's happy to regardless of what it's actually
good to get on base no matter how you do it.
It's a single. They've changed the ruling again. Apologies. Still on first, now with a hit.
Worm burner there, a fun shared term between baseball and golf.
Yes. It's bad in golf, though, right?
Not a great golf shot if you're calling it a worm burner, I must say. But rather the ball soaring over the weeds than through them.
Learning golf this summer. I'm getting some backup clubs, and I'm going to be really bad at it for a while. And then maybe I'll be good. As is life, Cal Ripken Sr. said, perfect practice makes perfect. Moniker of this league, the Big Train play in. Coconuts are independent visiting Shirley Povich Field for an exhibition. We won't see them again, which is a shame with their beautiful jerseys. 1-1 to the catcher here, C.J. Buchanan. He's got a runner on first.
Coconuts are a relatively new team in the summer baseball lineup, being founded in 2023, I believe. Just starting to break into the scene and get some more players and traction, especially from the area that they're from around in that Yorktown area.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of younger teams. Same thing with Southern Maryland, the Senators yesterday, their game also. Team founded in 2023. They're a very, very young team. Had a 19-16 season last year in this Cal Ripken Senior Collegiate League.
Yeah, a big discrepancy there for the Big Train, founded in 1999. A huge age difference between these two teams, but a fun matchup today between them regardless.
The oldest team in the Cal Ripken Senior League and the oldest team on the field tonight, as that is a walk issued by number 34, Nathan Wines.
Unfortunate to let that one go. Was ahead early in that at bat, but couldn't just bring that one more strike to send him back into the dugout.
1-2 falls apart. Now 2 runners on. Good opportunity for Jackson Powell, the extra hitter, who's 0 for 2 tonight. Going for a sacrifice bunt. And does not get it. Does not pull the bunt back. Just flat missed. As Powell enters this with a strikeout in his last appearance. It's been, prior to this inning, 9 straight Coconuts sat down. But 2 start the inning on. Another bunt here as Emilio Gonzalez comes very far in. The bunt goes the other way, though, and there'll be a second baseman covering first. Wines fires, gets the out at first. A successful sac bunt for Jackson Powell. Could not turn that into a hit, despite it being a very good bunt.
Yeah, it did well to get that down quickly. It was a hard scoop for the pitcher to get over there and make the play, but he did and was able to fire it over to first and get that out at least.
It'll move Cheney to third, Buchanan to second. Gives you a sac fly threat as number 28 stands in, a pinch hitter for this side of the Coconuts. That is Davis Neighbor, a right-hander actually. A PO not POing today.
Neighbor playing college ball at Hampden Sydney College. Originally from Virginia as well, going to high school in the Walsingham Academy.
Neighbor will be the 10th hitter in this lineup. He'll pinch hit for Jamari Harden. He ends his day 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts looking. And 0-2 again, the opportunity to get out of this one. Neighbor, the pitcher, has to find at least a fly ball or something to bring the runner in, a ground ball maybe. 0-2. Misses high. And Neighbor's at bat extended a little bit longer as temps cool here at Shirley Povich Field as the night turns ocean blue. Will soon be pitch black.
Yeah, the Coconuts hoping that bringing Neighbor in will allow them to bring a run in with a new look at this pitcher.
Won't do it yet. 0-2, 1-2, and that is a hack. No more at bat for you. Wow, Davis Neighbor goes down on strikes as a first strikeout, first out collected at the plate for the pitcher, Wines. No rhyme or reason to that one, as Wines will deliver to Sean Stewart, who will now have to not deal with the pitcher for the first time out of anybody. Last 3 pitchers of this game, he was the first to face them.
Yeah, Wines dispatched Neighbors with runners on second and third, hoping to do it one more time for the Big Train to escape again unscathed in this top of the 8th.
Stewart nearly went deep to right his last at-bat. That breaking ball misses the top portion of the zone. Stewart happy with his hold there. 2-0 hitters count for a guy with a lot of power in the leadoff spot.
Yeah, been swinging the bat hard today, able to make connection a couple times. Just hoping he can make something fall to bring a runner in here for the Coconuts.
Star is starting to peer out. Hoping to be a star on the mound as Wines 2-0. This one poked in the air to left field. It'll go foul. Will not escape the second fence here at Shirley Povich Field, defending the wall ball tennis courts and the pickleball courts and tennis courts. 2-1, still a hitter's count as Wines looks to deal and keep his head out of the jam. 2-2. Stewart unhappy with the swing there. As that one fouled back into the netting or off the backstop.
I think that one just hit into the bottom of the backstop there.
Looking for something with the ball, maybe? As he fidgets with it, talks to Corbin. Going to see what pitch they throw here. 2-2-2-2 on the scoreboard as the at-bat is number 2. Ball 2, strike 2, and 2 outs.
Interestingly enough, no pitchers visits for these exhibition matches. The pitching coaches and head coaches just willing to let their players play, figure it out, kind of get a feel for the game before they're trying to make too many adjustments on their pitchers.
The last thing you want to do is bring a pitching coach out and tell a guy you don't believe in him. Wines' pitch is low, and we will face payoff as they look for a second opinion from the second base coach, umpire, who decides, nope, didn't swing. Sean Stewart 0 for 2 tonight with that fly out and a line out in this game. Walked and stole a base earlier, trying to find his way on by any means necessary. He could bring up the tying run if he walks here. 3-2. Swing and a miss! Wines cuts him down. Base open. It'll be a drop third. Throw will get there in time. Gonzalez will catch it, and Wines escapes the jam he made for himself. Fantastic play here from the top of the mound. We'll be right back in the bottom half of the 8th, where the Big Train will get one last opportunity to extend their lead before the bottom or the top of the 9th. 6-2 their lead over the Coconuts here in Shirley Povich Field. Welcome back to baseball on the Big Train Baseball Network. I'm Carson Cass, joined in the booth by Zach Lewis. It's bottom of the 8th, Big Train's last chance to extend the lead before they can go on to try and defend the last 3 outs from the Coconuts, who would need a grand slam to tie it. But they'll start here. It's going to be Austin Wells, the pitcher out of the Newport News, Virginia area. He is a freshman or maybe a junior, depending on how his eligibility is shaped out, formerly at Randolph-Macon. Will go on to play in a different area in Richmond.
Yeah, Austin Wells playing college ball at Virginia Commonwealth. Hoping to use this Summer Collegiate League experience to help boost his college performance and face a new variety of batters, getting a great opportunity to do that here playing against the Bethesda Big Train, one of the pillars on the East Coast of Summer Collegiate League baseball, with this team being around since 1999.
Emilio Gonzalez stands to the plate. The big lefty will have his chance here tonight to try and add on to what has been a good night of hitting for him regardless. The 0-0 fouled back. Gonzalez took a big hack at that one, tried to get a chunk. He is 1 for 2 tonight, had himself a walk, and he scored in his first inning single. was a part of that rally that built this 6-2 lead, which started at 4-2. He's got 9 home runs in his big train career.
Emilio Gonzalez's large stature and presence earning him the nickname of Big E here at the Big Train.
7 home runs, in his big train career. All of which came last season. At Nova Southern, he had 9 home runs last season. That is a college in South Florida. The Sharks. And the 2-0 count. Gonzalez looking to take a bite out of this pitch. And on an 0-2 count, This one a high fly ball. Foul back.
Yeah, the pitch got right down in there, close to him, right in his jaws there.
0-2. He'll look to keep breathing, keep moving. 0-2. Pitch delivered. Foul back again. 4 strikes in a row from the man on the mound. Wells, not to be confused with the University of Arizona, formerly catcher playing on the New York Yankees. Also the Dominican Republic catcher in the 2026 World Baseball Classic.
That World Baseball Classic this year was a fiery one, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Very good watch. 0-2 is laid off by Gonzalez. A good pitch to leave. High breaking ball. You know, the guy as tall as Gonzalez, I'm surprised he didn't swing out of his shoes in that one, because that is the pitch you want to hit, but he knew it was a little too high. It can get really dicey if it's a little too high for your hands to handle. 1-2 now to Gonzalez. Just outside. And very good eye as he moves the count back to 2-2. Patient. Count has moved to even as Gonzalez looks to deal some damage onto Wells in his first at-bat. Against him, 3-2. Love to see an at-bat like that. 7 pitches now as Gonzalez fights off 4. Moves his way after 3 straight balls to a full count. Pressure on Wells to deliver a good pitch here. Gonzalez will be waiting. Praying on this one, hopefully. 3-2. This one misses. And Gonzalez will earn himself another walk, his second of the game.
Gonzalez learning after last night maybe to not swing so big on every pitch, being a little more patient and just rightly earning himself another spot to the base.
Need to highlight Gonzalez's career stats, or last season at Nova Southern. I don't even think I realized how crazy this split is. Particularly at Misra, at the South Florida. But for Gonzalez, he actually hit 318, 412 with a 624 slug. That guy's OPS is 1,000. Out of the park a lot of the times, a lot of doubles, a lot of triples at Nova Southeastern, which plays with a very deep left field. Saw that, but Misra had himself also a fantastic season at South Florida. Definitely got to watch out for this season in his first as a big train. He's a rising sophomore, his freshman year. He saw 22 games of action, posted a 356 average, 406 OBP, and a 508 slug, where he earned 10 RBIs, some earned by a pitch that went over the fence, only struck out 19 times. Has about a 30% K rate, or 20%, 33% K rate. And, not 3 true outcomes. Has been more of 2, ball in play or strikeout.
Misra really having himself a good season over there at the University of South Florida. Had a good program, really just making himself a solid player in that lineup.
1-0 should get more opportunities with his 900 OPS posted in 64 appearances to the plate. 2-0, though, as Wells misses his first 2 pitches.
Big Train have been appreciating Misra's presence in the field as well, making several plays out there on fly balls.
Fantastic in center yesterday. In right, he's also been good today. Hasn't gotten as many chances. 2-0, big wave at the hitter's count fastball. Eyes lit up there, and unfortunately, that was not a treat. Low and away. Low and inside. Mirza playing right field. You'll see him all around the outfield, how talented he is. That one inside. Well laid off. 3-1 the count now. As I don't think he's hit the zone in his last about 8 pitches. Swing and miss was definitely not on one there. Still a good pitch to swing at. A lefty turning on a ball like that is absolutely leaving the park. The 3-1. Foul back, and another full count. As we've seen at least 10 pitches minimum between these two batters. Total would actually be, 8 plus 5, which is 9. If you are wrong, it's 13. I knew it wasn't 9, I'm sorry. That's a bad joke. 3-2.
Sitting over here a little confused at Carson's math, but
To the right side hole. The first baseman, Maxey, can't dive at it. Gonzalez going to third. The big arm of the right fielder cut off by Stort at shortstop. The runners on the corners with no outs. It's a single for Mirza. It's past the first baseman, Maxey. Good piece of hitting there, and you'll be remiss to see a quick guy like that not going to second here. Something that Buchanan behind the plate will be looking for. And walking up to Espresso, as need a shot of caffeine here into this lineup in the bottom of the 8th. Pitcher will need a shot of caffeine as he shakes his arm. Potential injury.
if you hear Sabrina Carpenter at this ballpark, most likely TJ Gramnesty is going to be following.
Not something you want to see. He's shaking his arm. He's going to leave with an injury. That will be it for tonight. And the very short 2 batters and less than 14 pitches seen.
It seemed to happen as he was shaking his hand a little bit after his first walk against Emilio Gonzalez on that last pitch there, shaking his hand coming up after that pitch that kind of got inside of Gonzalez there for that walk, hoping that he's going to be all right to continue for this season.
Yeah, we'll hope for the best for Wells from our booth as he moves on out of Shirley Povich Field for what will be the last time this season regardless, because we do not play the Coconuts again. The new man on the mound has been chosen. No rising smokestack here. We'll be right back as he warms up with some information on the pitcher and some more here. We'll go a little bit longer here in this bottom half of the inning with another brief break. I'll be right back. Hello and welcome back. New man on the mound is Richard Bland, replacing the unfortunately injured member of that other side.
Austin Wells.
Austin Wells, excuse me. Could not get that back in my head. Over to the left side, third base collects. 5, not 4. It'll go out into the outfield. A throwing error will bring home Emilio Gonzalez with no outs. Going in to second is the hitter. Excuse me, didn't even get to that part. The batter, TJ Gramnesty, the DH first base catcher, with a double celebration where he drops down as if he's in a foxhole.
Yeah, Gramnesty, a nice hard hit. Seemed like the third baseman came over there and was able to get it, but the throw to second not in time and got away from that player there and just able to get Emilio Gonzalez in on another run for the big train.
Be a fielder's choice RBI, I believe. I would call it that. High fly ball left side. It won't peek over the second layer of netting here in Shirley Povich Field. Gentry on the mound, as we did not get the chance to introduce him. We'll face Parker Corbin now. Gentry, an 8 ERA in his season eating innings at Richard Bland College for the Statesman. A lot of A lot of diplomats, statesmen in this DMV area colleges. We saw William and Franklin yesterday. Was the diplomats
Yes, lots of proximity to historic sites.
and
Washington,
the government.
D.C., New York, Gettysburg, Richmond even.
It's Corbin standing in. He's the catcher. Just committed to Maryland. No, he didn't. Excuse me. Just played at Maryland for the last 2 seasons. His teammate Cal Johnson, who is the shortstop tonight, just committed to Maryland. Previous to the season, 2-1 to Corbin, who's behind the dish tonight. Has had to not had to make a runner even thrown down. Big Train pitching has been efficient. 2-1 is fouled back. Ooh, towards the cars. I actually think I might have heard that one. Check for dents if you are at Shirley Povich Field tonight. 2-2 is Parker Corbin. Stands in before Will Hack. Corbin in his 2nd season with the Big Train coming up. He had a .418 OBP last season, despite a .190 average. Walked 31 times, 2nd on the team. And last season, count will go full. The discipline here.
Yeah, Corbin really knowing how to just stay in his box, stay in his ground, and make the pitcher do the work and wait for a ball that he really wants to swing at.
3-2. Bases will end up loaded with no outs. It's Matthew Gentry, who was not expecting to be into this game, I think, at this point, now has to deal with a dangerous Big Train lineup. Will Hack comes into the game. He's got the opportunity to really blow this one open. 7-2 the score right now, as Gonzalez scored earlier, we mentioned. Parker Corbin's walk will bring Will Hack up, who did not go deep last year against JMU. Hard hit ball into the gap. It's going to get down. Chasing after it, the center fielder, Moifao. He throws it back in. 1 runner will score. 2 there. Held at 2nd and 3rd as the throw home won't matter, but it does get away. They won't choose to send the runner at 3rd. 2-run double for Will Hack. He finds himself 2 big RBIs to extend this lead to 7. 9-2 Big Train.
Hack enjoying getting inserted into this lineup for this exhibition match, just swinging the bat hard, finding that gap in the back right between the center and left fielder. 2 runners able to come in there and score, stretch this lead in the 8th inning for the Big Train.
Will Hack had a rough day yesterday, going 0 for 3 with a walk and a stolen base. So good to him to add there. It'll be Julius Bonnery, as you mentioned, standing in. George Mason product. Watches the 0-0 go low. Last season at JMU saw a lot of action. 41 RBIs brought in. Looking to tally that on in his first season with the Big Train. He's a rising sophomore. Really was a fantastic sophomore, or for his freshman season there, excuse me. Virginia native out of Woodbridge. The 1-0 delivered. Strike 1 from Gentry. Gentry gave up 6 home runs in 30 innings of work. Something to note, does not give up the long ball too often. There's been a war of attrition against the batters he's faced. 2-0 hitters count for Bonnery. And what you see right there, it's a very close fastball on the outside portion for a plate for a lefty who could easily power that to the left side with a big gap. For Bonnery, he mentioned earlier, we spoke to him before the game, he's all about finding his way on no matter what it takes, no matter what the situation is. He embraces his role as the leadoff hitter, wants to steal bases. 3-0. He'll get a count here that he can hold on, or maybe he's got the green light up 9-2. Whether he did or not, he swung as he fouls that one back. That one in the zone.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Bonnery's just looking to, when he gets on base, start moving, just get those bags rolling.
2-2, excuse me. First pitch of the at-bat, I believe, was a strike. That one low for ball 3. Thank you, Becca. Caught that one.
Our producer in here faster than the scoreboard we have in our venue.
In fairness, that scoreboard is a lot harder to operate. Still shout out Becca. 3-1. Misses high. 3-2, excuse me. Full count turns into a walk. as Julius Bonnery is able to walk again, what has been at least a good thing that he's done 2 times in the first game. Single, double, now a walk to add on to what has been a fantastic few appearances at the plate in these first 2 exhibition games. That'll bring up the shortstop, Cal Johnson, who, if you remember in the second inning, hit a inside the park home run. He's 3 for 4, 2 RBIs. It was 2 singles as well that brought him in.
If I had to name a most exciting part of this game so far, I would probably have chosen that one. It was quite the tear around the bases for Johnson earlier, just really showing his top speed here at Shirley Povich.
Laid off the first pitch. 1-0, no outs, bases loaded. The only thing they can do to stop the bleeding is a triple play or 1 home. Runners or corners are in. Cal Johnson, high fly ball out of the park. Foul. Not like a home run, excuse me, out of the park foul, as in backwards. One, count even. The righty Gentry at a New Kent High School. That one low, gets away, runner goes home. There'll be no contest or a throw. Moves up to second and third, and wild pitch offense gets a 10-2 lead for the Big Train. How about that one as Corbin comes in to score, the Maryland teammate of Cal Johnson in there.
Yeah, and a pitcher who just wasn't expecting to have to get in and play today, and just a couple of errors and just trying to find his rhythm after just not having a full preparation set to get into this game after that injury from Wells.
Maybe he was anticipating going into the 9th, as it was this first inning. 2-1, outside to Cal Johnson. He goes 3-1 now. Can put himself on base and bring up a bases-loaded opportunity for Ponnett behind him. Trying to keep the line moving here with no outs. 10-2 after that wild pitch. 3-1. Hard ground ball up the middle. It'll get to both middle infielders. 1-1 will come around to score. The throw from the center fielder. Play at the plate. Goes wide. The throw as it just bounces off the glove of Buchanan. An RBI double. 2 RBIs for Cal Johnson. He has 4 on the night. A fantastic day for the Maryland commit.
Yeah, great play there, just finding the gap between right over the second base pad. Able to bring 2 runners in there, and the play getting down at the plate just not quite quick enough to get that second runner coming through.
12-2 the lead for Machado. He's got a runner in scoring position. The clearing double has put him in that situation. Machado will stand in against Gentry, who's yet to collect an out. Ground ball to that left side. Koenig will pick it up. No, it won't. It'll bounce off his glove. And the 5th error of the game for the Coconuts.
The Coconuts doing a good job for part of this game, staying in it, but just the experience of the Big Train in this inning really shining through. The players that have had a lot more experience in summer collegiate ball and in collegiate leagues just shining through in this.
Runner Johnson held at second, excuse me. So I bite my own tongue. Oh, into the dugout. The ground ball foul from the next hitter, Logan Ponnett. Gaston College last season, committed to George Mason recently. He hit .571 on the OBP department and hit 15 home runs. Looking to add a power surge at that 4 spot tonight. Batting cleanup. The 0-1 to Ponnett. Gentry getting ahead of his first hitter in a while. That one bounced low. Good stop, as Buchanan has had to swashbuckle back there a lot, with a lot of these pitches going wayward. One now from Gentry as this inning bleeding that score away from the Coconuts. Total runs doubled so far from the beginning of the inning. It was a 6-2 lead, turned into a 12-2 lead now.
Yeah, long break from the Big Train in between scoring, but able to get back to it in this inning and just really start moving the bats again.
Maybe the 1-2 from Gentry, trying to make his way into at least an out here. The pitch low. Hit off home plate and another block from Buchanan. You gotta wonder, Nathan Wines, long pause. Definitely going to be a little cold when he gets back out there. He is a redshirt freshman headed into next season. Got the opportunity to sit behind a very good Eastern Carolina team on the mound. 2-2 is popped into the air to the left side. Chasing after it is the third baseman. He's able to pick his pitcher up after that last error. With a pop out from Logan Ponnett. He'll end his day likely with a 0 for 3 mark, but does have an RBI and did reach twice. Sac fly in the first, got scoring going for the big train.
Number 30, Ryan Foscolo.
That'll bring up Ryan Foscolo. Foscolo, excuse me. Can't seem to get his name right all the time. We'll get there for the kid out of Kentucky. Redshirt freshman. Something happened outside the dugout. Someone's glove fell. Count 0-0 for Foscolo, this is his last season at not Kentucky, but with the Lightning of Delray Beach. Played 40 games there. Notably perfect in the field there.
Yeah, good player there, and earning that move to Kentucky. Taking a year to sit there, but hoping to use this experience and really get him back in the lineup there when he gets back to Kentucky in the fall.
1-0, woof, inside. Lucky to not have caught Foscolo. He was very delighted to not have worn a bruise up 12-2. There are games where you stay in for that one. This is not one of them. 12 runs on 13 hits for the big train, helped by 5 errors from the other side of the Coconuts. Didn't go on 3-0. Now 3-0. Didn't go on 2-0.
Threw a pretty hard ball there, hard enough even that his hat came off during his pitch.
A lot of hair on the head for Gentry. Long hair, definitely a staple in baseball now. More that medium hair. Long hair used to be a staple. 3-0. Ground ball to the left side is foul. As green light for everybody, I suppose, tonight. 1 out here. Runners on second and first. We are pretty deep into this game. It's been about 2.5 hours since the first pitch. 3 more outs remaining for the Coconuts, who had a achievable deficit. 12-2. This one is popped into the air. Shortstop Stewart is ranging back on it. Won't have to move much. It is another pop out. For the first time this season in any exhibition or regular season game, which we haven't played yet, they'll bat around. Gonzalez will get his second appearance in the 8th inning. He walked his first time up, was scored after that.
Yeah, it seems like Coach Sal at this point in the game is giving his players permission to just start swinging, really just try and make a connection with the ball and keep in their rhythm for the regular season games.
Number 45, Gonzalez. Highest number on the big train, clobbered 9 homers last year at Nova. Shouldn't say that because Nova is a school near here. Nova Southeastern in Florida. New to the area. Forgive my Moco in Maryland lack of knowledge. 0-1. Big wave at that one. Saw a fastball. That's his pitch. Got behind it. Or ahead of it, excuse me.
Gonzalez able to catch hold of one of those, kind of show his power earlier today. One back by the fence near center field.
Flew out. Would have been cool if it went over. Still has a chance to. 0-2. This one poked towards left. He's behind the fastball there. It's a swing to stay alive as Gonzalez just didn't get ahead. Now 0-2 again. Last time he was down 0-2 earlier in this inning, he brought it all the way back to a full count and a walk. Saw 4 straight foul balls and then 4 straight pitches outside of the zone for a walk. The 0-2 from Gentry, who's now got 2 outs. Bit of a swashbuckling swing there. His saber is able to touch the ball and keep it bat alive. The 0-2 from Gentry. Fouled off again. 5 straight strikes from Gentry, and he still can't put Gonzalez, who's a tough one to put away.
Gonzalez just electing to just keep swinging at the ball, but fortunately for him, continuing in those last 2 strikes to make contact with it to stay alive.
You know, he's got the bat speed, he's got the hand-eye coordination. Just is in between 2 speeds right now. Late on the fastball, early on the change. 0-2. Gentry deposit. Anything but cash. That one gets away. The breaking ball bounces before home plate. Wild pitch for Buchanan back there, who watches the runners move to second and third. 2 in scoring position now for Gonzalez. A prime opportunity.
Yeah, Gonzalez hoping he can just get a big hit to try and drive a couple more runners home for the big train and add on to his practice and experience before these regular season games open.
If I'm Gonzalez, I'm hoping for an inside fastball. He wants to turn on one and try and put it into the service road behind right field. The 1-2 delivered. Gentry has thrown 6 pitches on this 1-2 to get to this 1-2. Whew, laser beam towards the dugout. Everybody's okay. Doesn't go towards or hits the dugout too high.
As mentioned yesterday, this Summer Collegiate League, the Cal Ripken Senior League, does use wooden bats as opposed to the aluminum bats that are used in NCAA college play. That does mean it results in quite a few less homers than we see in the college ball.
Are they still made out of aluminum? 1-2. Fouled off again. Gonzalez just won't go away. 9 pitches. 8 pitches this at bat. 9 to come. It's 7. Sorry, guys. Math my strong suit, not in exhibition games. Just kidding. 1-2 to Gonzalez. Looking to add on to a 12-2 lead. That one just outside, and Gonzalez really making him work for this final out, if it even comes. Nothing guaranteed in baseball. Technically, an inning can last forever.
And wouldn't that just be glorious if we could just be sitting here and watching baseball all night long?
2-2. Swing and a miss. This one's in the dirt. Gonzalez will just let it go. The 2-2 strikeout took only 9 pitches. Good job there from Gentry to get himself out of that one. Let up 6 runs, only 4 earned by him. We'll be right back in the top of the 9th as the Coconuts look to erase a double-digit lead in the top half of the inning. Welcome back. It's still Nathan Wines. He had himself a pretty long sit in the 25-minute bottom half of the 8th. It's a 6th spot as the lead extended to 12-2 for these Big Train in the second exhibition game versus the Yorktown Coconuts.
Yeah, Wines hoping he can shake off the cold and deliver a heater up at 9th inning.
Loss and win still in possession of the first guys we saw for both sides here. 2-0 as Wines misses his first 2 pitches. Probably still has to get warmed up. I mean, you sit for 30 minutes, you don't have exactly the same oomph in your arm in the same stretch you did previously. You try and stay warm, but nothing is going to keep you as loose as pitching. That was a absolutely wizardry curveball. That I have never seen as many. Sometimes you see the break from the booth. That one was perfectly angled, where you just saw it move right into the zone.
It was. It just curled and nestled itself real sweetly in the zone there.
Right-hand slider or sweeper. Saw it again there. Just gross. 2 straight strikes brings him back into this at-bat. 2-2. Wines redshirted last year as a Pirate for ECU. They're on a regional right now. They actually just beat Tennessee and then got out of the regional, I believe, if they win. Grab over the right side, Gonzalez scoops. It's a good play by him. He will get the first out. Taco Bell ding in the stadium. Sure, why not? I had Taco Bell last night after the game.
Yeah. Sure gloves by the Big Train in the field today. Really just taking the opportunity.
What'd you have to eat?
Oh, what did I have to eat?
Yeah.
Our PA announcer here in the stadium is rather loud in between, and so sometimes it's hard to hear my compatriot.
You're good. Fly ball into right. Mirza will get under that one.
I stopped by home, and my dad made me a lovely pulled pork slider.
That late?
That late.
Sweet.
Still some food left over for me when I got home. Long
Very
exhibition match
very
last
nice.
night against the Southern Maryland Senators.
Yeah, not a pitcher's duel quite. Pretty low scoring generally, but just a lot of traffic on those paths last night.
Yeah, both teams were just looking to get at it all night. Big Train able to pull ahead late.
1-0 as Wines, whoa, misses, has to leap for that throw backwards.
Make sure he's really awake.
Yeah, I mean, it's only 9:30. I'm very awake. Courtesy of some caffeine, though. 1-0 as Wines looks to extinguish what would be the final batter of any Big Train pitcher tonight. Unsure if they'll go to the bottom of the 9th. Typically you do in exhibition.
Yeah, last night they elected to go into the bottom of the 9th. Part of that might have been getting the catcher an extra inning that he had previously given to the Senators catcher.
Strike there on the outside corner to Hetzel. Hetzel is DHing tonight. He's 0 for 2. Struck out once, walked once, nearly made his way home, but was left stranded as 1 of 3 in the 4th. Ground ball to the right side, scooped up by Machado. Over to first. That ends the inning. Top of the inning. We'll be right back in the bottom, potentially. Yes, that will be it for both sides. We will end the game fully for exhibition. No bottom of the 9th here as the Big Train take this one 12-2. 13 hits. 3 hits for the other side of the Coconuts. They only score 2 for this Big Train squad. They were led by Bryce Dolby, who earns himself the win from the right side. 3 innings pitched for him, 1 hit allowed, no earned runs, and 1 walk allowed. 3 strikeouts himself as well. Jordan Campuno followed him, 2 innings pitched, 10 batters faced as well. This one was a little bit of a jam, though, in the first inning. He struck out 2 and got through 3 batters in a row the next time, but he leaves with 2 earned, 4 total walks. 1 of them became a hit by pitch, and 3 strikeouts himself, followed again by Austin Monahan, who earned 2 innings pitched, went perfect with 2 strikeouts. Wines then followed him. Wines went 2 innings where he found himself a strikeout and only has conceded a hit and a run. Excuse me, a hit and a walk as the stadium horn goes through. We've got ourselves a train horn here, don't we?
Yes, another great win and exhibition for the Big Train, really getting their bats going again tonight, especially in that bottom of the 8th inning, just stretching this game and getting several more players through. Really good to see the Big Train swinging well and also fielding really well today, making all the plays that they needed to, scooping up those ground balls and making those plays at the bat. Really clean game from the fielding side of things for the Big Train tonight.
Yorktown leaves 7 runners on base, 9 left on base for Bethesda. They did plate 12, though, so that does work out in most cases. You score 12 runs, normally you win the game. Not every case. A lot of famous cases actually there between the Pirates and the Phillies. We won't get into that. We have little time left in this game. But for the Big Train, obviously, they really made pitching struggle for Yorktown. The starter there, Jacob Lawrence, goes 4 innings. That's a very big role to play on a team. He gave up 6 runs, only 3 earned off of what was 5 errors, walked 2, didn't strike anybody out, ground balls all around, but very good game apart for him. Hamby and the rest didn't exactly get the outings they had hoped. We wish the best as well to the pitcher on the mound, Matthew Gentry replaced the injured Austin Wells. We wish him the best. Hopefully that is not an injury, but that'll be all we have here from Shirley Povich Field within the confines of Cabin John Regional Park. I'm Carson Cash. Beside me tonight was Zach Lewis. We'll be back tomorrow, potentially, if the Big Train can get the pitchers they need from the only crop dusters, I believe Sal said. So the updates will come to the social media at Big Train, I believe, on Instagram. Or will be posted to bigtrain.org. That's BIGTRAIN, yes, at .org, O-R-G. We'll get that down here soon. I'm Carson Cass, as I mentioned, with Zach Lewis here on my left side. Any last words, my friend?
No, another great exhibition match here for the Big Train. Excited to see what they're going to be doing this season. Excited for opening match on Tuesday here. It'll be an electric one, and excited for many more games to come. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.
Opening day on Tuesday. Just tune in for that. That's all we have.